welcome to episode 6 of Sourcecast. I'm Anayu Kailestis.
And I'm Swords of the Wolves.
And I'm Skoplaka Sherdigal.
I'm UK Bankat.
And I'm Conay.
And we have, of course, as you can tell, have guest stars. So give these guys a warm round of applause.
Yay!
Yay! Whoopee!
Yay!
And also, if you guys haven't noticed, Rusty is not present with us. He will be joining us a little later in the episode, along with Ahura Werewolf, who is also guest starring.
Yep.
Ahura died.
Yes.
We're working on a resurrection spell, so don't want some resurrection action. So, yay.
I think Ahura went to buy his Halloween costume or something.
Alright, well, speaking of Halloween, it is getting very close to Halloween. Very close indeed. I believe it is this weekend.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yep.
So point it is. But Halloween isn't really a big thing over here. Not like it is in the States.
So, like, people don't usually get dressed up and go to door to door.
Yeah.
So, moving on into site and forum news.
The most recent edition, as of today, which is October 24th, 2010, is the addition of you are now able to write reviews of the various films for which we have sources, like Balto 2, Balto 1, 2, 3, Lady and the Tramp, 1 and 2, Dogs Go to Heaven, all that kind of stuff. You now are able to write reviews, and you can actually go to these pages and see what other people have said about these movies.
Yeah, it's reviews, but at the moment, Steve hasn't actually set any permissions. I think only the admins and the global moderators at the moment for the site can approve of the reviews. I think Steve, he might be doing, I think he might be merging the permissions with the articles mod, quite possibly the site builder info.
I've opened up the write a new review thing. It almost looks like all the other sections where you have that little rules page come up before the send, and then you get to write your review. But it looks like it's going to have to be approved, like all the characters and fanfics and everything.
They are all approved. I tested my review of Toy Story on Toy Story Source, to check the everything out, and it has to be approved by a moderator. And obviously, because I'm not a global moderator or an admin on that site, I can't. But Steve is hoping to merge it with either Articles Mod or Site Builder. I'm not sure what he's doing.
Well, that will be interesting.
Yeah. Oh, and just to let everybody know, Rusty will not be joining us for the rest of this episode, so he will be temporarily replaced by Conay and Ahura Werewolf.
Yay!
Right.
Yes.
So, that's why you can't hear Rusty's voice right now, so that explains that. And please write a bunch of reviews. Please give me something to work with on the Princess and the Frog source. I'm desperate for something to do. You have no idea how desperate I am. Give me a review to post, please.
Princess and the Frog source, and especially Lady and the Tramp source. They've gone through redesigns. So, like, Princess Frog has got a brand new banner. So Spirit Source and Mighty Balto's just completely redone. Lady and the Tramp source.
Yes, and that looks magnificent, by the way.
I always think Mighty Balto always does better on her second attempt.
Mighty Balto's designs have been really good lately. I mean, look at Robin Hood.
Yeah.
I think Mighty Balto did the original Robin Hood, which I personally didn't like. But she had another go, and I think it's like 10 times better. She does better on her second go.
Okay. I'm just enjoying that it's now purple, because purple is my favorite color. I think everything should be purple, but that's just me, so...
Princess in the Fog, Princess in the Fog.
And all the guys in the room going, oh no.
Yeah.
You're gonna like Aristocat source, because Aristocat is all purple and stuff.
Good.
And honestly, it's an amazing design. Probably has to be, for my guessing, the best design at the moment. I think.
Encouraging.
Do you want me to link you quickly?
Sure.
You lost Ahura.
Bye bye, Ahura. Gone off to steal some souls.
Oh.
Yeah, so You can preview the site at animationsource.org/aristocats/en, and then you've got to add that extra / because the site's weird, like.
That looks good. That looks real good.
Ooh, wow.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah.
Good.
Yes.
That's pretty good. I like it so far.
That looks real good. Great job, Conay.
Aristocats Source was done by Grey Wolf. I'm not actually part of the Aristocats Source project. It's just that I can view all the projects from the Toy Story mod panel. They're all progressing slowly with the designs, I think. Secret and Nim, which is really progressed. That's
Lucario, that he's trying to get moderators for the Fox and the Hound source. So he sent me a PM maybe a few weeks back about maybe asking me to be a mod, and I think he sent it to some other prospective candidates.
I didn't get one, so.
Fox and the Hound source, the banner's done, but nothing else is done. The banner does look much better compared to what it did before. It did look a bit greasy before, but no, it looks much better. But the everything else with Fox and the Hound is not in existence. I've linked you, which is animationsource.org/Fox_Hound/en. You can preview that there.
Oh, that looks good.
I'm opening it up right now.
Hold on, I'm opening it.
That looks really
Well,
awesome.
that looks good. I like it.
I do like the
Yeah,
book.
that looks real good.
Excluding Ahura, can all three of you access the Baltosaurus mod panel?
I can't.
Mm-mm. No,
No.
because Swords and I aren't mods anymore, so.
I can access the Animation Source mod panel and Princess and the Frog and Toy Story, but nothing else.
Yeah.
So, yeah, everybody, there's a bunch of great sources to look forward to. I'm counting probably 2, 4, 6, 8, 10 sources for you to look
11.
forward to. 11 sources. So, there's a whole lot of stuff to look forward to. Keep checking Animation Source.
Yep.
Yeah, I only think the Aristocats source is the closest one to being complete, because it's under deactivated sites, which means they've had to launch or start working on the French equivalent, which normally means they've done with the English one.
Alright.
Okay. Sounds good.
Conay, did you want to go ahead and talk about the suggestion news?
Yeah, on the suggestion board we have quite a few, I think 3 or 4 new suggestions coming in. One posted by Emily123 is about presentations for gamebook galleries.
Yes.
Apparently, I don't know this because I don't really post many gamebooks, but there's not actually an option for you to create your own presentation like you can for fan arts or fanfics for your gamebook galleries.
Ah, that's kind of weird.
And obviously Emily's brought that up, and she says that obviously, and I quite agree with her, that it would be useful if they could add presentations to their work, like you can obviously on fan fiction and fan art.
Yeah.
Kyra, I don't know how you pronounce this, I'm useless, has suggested having a new version, version of the site in another language. Obviously, because at the moment we only have it in English and French. Some of the suggestions that have come through have been from Spanish and Russian. And I just want to shed some light, because it seems like everyone's ignoring me on that topic, that Steve has said he does want to launch Animation Source in another language. Spanish, because obviously it's the second most popular language in the world, behind Mandarin, which is Chinese, and ahead of English. And Russia, because as far as Steve knows, there is actually quite a big Balto animation fan base. The actual translation part, like we do between French and English, is fine, because there are always going to be volunteers that are willing to translate. The only problem which Steve has is that there are issues with the database and with the code, and just generally things like that. He's said that he, as well as like trying to launch it, he's finding it hard because the MySQL database or something like that isn't actually accepting the Spanish or the Russian language because it can only take certain code, like Unicode or UTF-8, and obviously it's not working with Spanish or with Russian, so they've hit a problem with that. Steve has his topic, the too many rules suggestion. I've never really understood that topic much.
I know I ended up posting something in there because they had been talking about the characters, and that's mostly what it's about, the character section. And I actually ended up posting a link to my rant because I ended up having to make a rant about it just because a lot of the rules aren't clearly defined. It's not so much that we have too many, it's that nobody understands them.
I find that slightly with animation source. There are one too many rules, and sometimes they can get very complicating. But obviously I don't use the character sections much, so it doesn't bother me that much. Which is why I don't really think I've ever understood it, because it comes up with too many rules and ideas, and it just lists all these things, and I'm like, huh? I just don't understand them at all. Which is why I'm not going to focus on that much.
Okay.
Animation Source Project. I was the last one to post on this. Some people, I think Celtic Taboo, Alu, whatever you want to call him, suggested Watership Down Source, which is obviously already up. Emperor's New Groove School, which is a Disney animated film.
Yeah, I love that movie.
Isn't it based off of Emperor's New School or something?
The Emperor's New School is based off the movie.
Ariel posted The Little Mermaid.
Let's go ahead and move on to our animation news. And according to Skull, there is a Who Framed Roger Rabbit sequel in the works.
That's true. For those of you who don't know, Who Framed Roger Rabbit is a film that came out in 1988. It combined live action with animation.
I think it was one of the first films to do that, wasn't it?
I think it was one of the first commercially successful films. There were several shorter films made by Walt Disney before he even made his Mickey Mouse cartoons. He made Alice cartoons, which combine animation and live action. But it was the first commercially successful film that did that.
I see. Okay.
Yeah, I think it's the only film in which you'll ever see Mickey Mouse and Bugs Bunny in the same image.
Just about.
It's the only time in history that's ever happened, and probably will never happen again. And that only happened because both Warner Brothers and Disney promised that they would get the same number of frames of film. There are 24 frames in a second of film, and they promised they'd give both of them the same number of frames and the same amount of lines to the letter. So,
really?
Yeah, that's kind of weird how that happened. But anyway, it's often cited as what reboosted the public's opinions of animated films as not little kidsy films, like even the public today sees them, but as films that the whole family can enjoy.
Yeah.
So it led to the success of The Little Mermaid and hence the Disney Renaissance. But a sequel has been in the talks ever since. They made 3 short films based off of characters, but they were all animated, didn't have any live action, and they were not as successful. So, anyway, it's been in the talks for some time. In 1998, Disney created test footage for a sequel, but the results were not pleasing enough to Disney. A second test had the toon characters in the film completely converted to CG, but it was a good idea, but they figured it would just cost too much, so Michael Eisner, the CEO of Disney at the time, decided to drop it. In December 2007, Frank Marshall, the producer of the first film, said he was still open to the idea of a sequel, and in April 2009, Robert Zemeckis, who directed the first film, said he was still interested as well. And in 2010, Don Hahn, the first film's associate producer, he confirmed the sequel's development. He said,